Now that we know a bit about how MVC works, let's go ahead and start building our web API that will talk to our database.
Yes.
All right. To do this, we are going to get rid of contact and create, contact and about because they aren't needed. I am going to leave index. I don't know why. I just am going to leave index. I'm just going to leave it.
Sure.
When we have, sorry, 1 second. I know why I'm going to leave it there, because then we can have links that'll click through to our API that we can test on.
That's a good idea.
All right, so there's still a air quotes front end for our API, even though it's not a front end. So now we want to say, I want this to return some JSON. So we go public JSON result, and we'll call this one, let's deal with, which table did we have? It was player path by clicks. So we're going to say get player path by clicks. Boom, boom. And now we need to, because we need to return something, we can't say return view, because a view then says, well, I'd be expecting to return HTML, except this is JSON. So what do you want me to do? Where does it get that from? The return type. It's saying I'm expecting to return JSON. So we go, well, let's return JSON. And inside of here, we would pass in an object. And then put in JSON request behavior dot allow get. And what is this whole thing that's put on there? I don't need that. That was just supposed to say the object. The object. Cool. So now we need to make an actual object that it's going to return. And to get the data, we are going to talk to our MySQL server. Now, Nick, in the very first video, I said, hey Nick, do you want to do we might get Nick to do the creation of the web API.
Oh.
Would you like to do this, Nick?
Yeah, sure.
Woohoo! Round of applause for Nick. Yeah, on the spot.
All right.
You're allowed to say no.
No, that's fine. Okay. That's fine. I'm happy
Awesome.
enough.
All right, so
All right, so we need to first get our connection going to
I'm just going to switch sides around the desk here and make a lot of noise.
Yep. All right.
There we go.
All right. Now I'm in the position of power. So. All right. Right. So we need to set up our. Should we set up our SQL connection builder string?
Well, the first thing I do is get the
what do we need
NuGet
first?
packages.
Oh, true. That's true. We do need that. It feels weird typing on this.
So Nick, are we going to use Entity Framework?
No.
Why not? Okay, not why not.
know.
What are we going to use instead?
There's a thing called Dapper,
Dapper, cool.
which you taught me about. Dapper.
I'm the student. I get to ask all the questions now.
Oh no.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
It's not going to be fun. What else do we need, Richard?
Well, because I'd think that you would want to get another package called mysql.data.
MySQL.data.
All right, so quickly, Dapper is an ORM which lets you write SQL directly as opposed to Elastic. Entity Framework, where you have to put in use link commands and it generates a SQL for you. We're going to use something called Dapper, which is open source and works with .NET Core, so we can switch that straight over pretty soon, and it works with any data source, whereas Entity Framework was designed primarily for MS SQL, and you can use it with MySQL, but you have to get a whole bunch of extra things installed, and there's some driver issues, and it can be a bit of a pain in the ass in how it works. So Dapper is quite handy in that it works with any connection. You just have to give it what the connection, you have to just pass it the driver. And thankfully on NuGet there is mysql.data, which gives you the ability to connect to MySQL databases.
Yes.
Okay, that was a really long-winded thing. Nick, you're the teacher. What are you doing?
Alright, so I've created this private variable here which will have our connection string. That's whenever we need to connect to the database, we can just use that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Alright, so first thing we need to use the MySQL connection string builder. Is it called the connection string?
It is
builder?
called the connection string builder.
Builder? Something in here? Yes. Nice.
Said with such confidence. I love it.
Con string equals new builder. Cool. And then we're gonna go con string dot server. And where do we get the server from? We go to RDS. Go to our MySQL instance thing.
What would you do if I can't see my RDS instance anymore?
Oh, I would make sure that you're on the correct region. Yeah, because otherwise, if you're in a different region, you won't see anything. You don't be like, oh no, where's my stuff gone?
Cool.
It happens a lot.
Nick's not telling you that we had that same thing happen offline. Going, no, I'm sure we made it in North Virginia.
Yeah, yeah. We're like, oh no, where is it all gone? Anyway, so you put in your connection string, your server connection string. You go get your host. Port equals, and what was it? It was 3306.
Where'd you get that from? Sorry.
From here, it says endpoint.
Yep.
:3306.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, don't put the port into the
port doesn't go into the server.
Also, it's complaining probably because it's a string when it needs to be a number. Yep. All right. Cool. And we also need a username. I mean, user ID.
Yep, this is ready. Nick is so used to Entity Framework and MS SQL.
Yep. So, and we had our username, which we set up previously.
In the notepad?
It's in the notepad? Alright, cool. Yes.
There's Sweeter Beans!
Sweeter Beans. Yes. Alright, so let's use Sweeter Beans, and the password is constring.password equals I am the sweetest of all beans.
It's got an exclamation mark, man. Needs more power. I am the sweetest of all beans.
I am the sweetest. Alright, so we also need to specify the database that we're going to be querying against. So that was called, in here, it was called, come on, scroll, please. Unity Analytics.
Just quickly noticing one thing here. Back into MySQL Workbench.
Yep.
In MySQL Workbench, it calls it a schema. Yet over in the MySQL connection, we're calling it a database. So in terms of MySQL's world, the two terms are kind of interchangeable.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Just a heads up.
Usually if you see this sort of like stacked disks icon, it usually means database. So you can pretty much just assume.
Yep. Cool.
So Unity Analytics, and then we're going to go connection string equals constring dot, is it just that?
Try it.
No?
Ooh,
Dot
what's it
toString?
saying? There you go.
There we go. Sometimes string builders have like build or to, I don't know, it changes. So now we actually need to test this out, and to test that out, I'm going to use a using statement, which I'm not sure if you guys know, if you haven't used, or if we assume that you guys used
They've
C#
got some
before.
C# experience.
Cool. All right. Cool. I'm going to call it. What should we call this? Connection. It's a connection to the database.
Yep.
All right. And it's a new MySQL connection, probably. Connection. Yeah. And we need to give them connection string. Cool. In here, we're going to put this inside the using, because inside the using statement the connection is open. Outside the using statement the connection is closed. Oh, actually we still need to open it here. I just remembered. Just assume I was correct and we'll keep going. So what are we going to do here?
That's how I operate my entire career.
That's how programming works. Alright, so we're going to get some data back, and we're going to go connection dot connection dot, isn't it query?
Is it query? Have you got an execute query?
Yeah, maybe. No.
Nope. What's your connection?
What?
What's your connection?
MySQL
Connection is a
connection.
MySQL connection. Have you type in .query
Okay, dot query.
and then open close. Get rid of the cancel because you have brought in MySQL, yet you were trying to use a Dapper method.
Ah, I see. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Use Dapper.
Using Dapper.
Hey. And we need to... It'll automatically figure... Oh, it's a dynamic when it first comes back. Okay. Cool. So now we can run our query against our database. So what did we need to do? We wanted to get player path by click, was it?
Yep.
So we go select star. We'll just copy this same query. Should be able to run it from here. And then go return data, hopefully.
No, Nick, you're the teacher. This is going to happen.
This
We're going to run it and it's going to work.
This will work.
Exactly.
Yes. Alright. And we're going to copy that so we can actually use it. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Alright, so we're going to go /home / get player path by clicks. I'm going to set a breakpoint just in case. Just cause. Alright. Yay! We did make it. Connection, open.
Ooh, is it going to open? Is it going to open?
Is it going to? Yep.
Yes.
Did it. Data. Oh, we got some data. What do we got? We got 187 things. We got
Cool.
all our rows. And continue. And what happens? There we go. We got all our...
Everything comes back as JSON.
We have some stuff.
Wow.
We have our first web API method.
That's pretty cool. So what's all this stuff it's got in here? It looks all weird and stuff. What's the format of this JSON?
It's JSON.
It is JSON, but look what it's doing. So the style of this JSON that it's returning right now is not the style of JSON that we are going to have it return. We're just doing a quick little test here to say that, hey, you can actually work.
True. So what we'd usually do is because I didn't specify, you can see how I just go query, and if you see here, I can't highlight it, but it says IEnumerable of type dynamic. That's letting .NET try and figure out what the type is. So it can't really figure out what the type is, so it says here, okay, we've got a key, we've got a value, we've got a key and a value and a key and a value and a key and a value, and that's not too handy. So instead what we're going to do is we're going to stop this, we're going to make a model, new item, and we're going to call it, what are we going to call it? Player path by click?
That's what I'd call it.
Player path by click. Yes, I guess.
So what's your thoughts on having an underscore after that? Player path by click, player path by time, player path by distance. So you can say, no, this is now your part. So personally, I like putting underscores in there just to show that, hey, cool, it's the player path, and this is the thing that it is, the by click.
Yeah.
You can overrule me entirely on this one if that's not your style.
It's not really my style.
Okay, cool.
How about we could do every second one? It could be
No. We are going to have a consistent naming
consistent
convention.
is a good idea. Good. I wasn't going to do that anyway. So. All right. So we need level name, which is going to be a public string level name get set.
Go.
I'm going to copy a bunch of these actually.
Every time I write get set, I just think get set, go.
Yes. Alright, level version, client ID, click positions. You know what, I'm just going to do this and this. And hide that. Level version, client ID, click position X. So you still get your underscores in the variable names.
Oh, we compromised.
So it's a compromise. It's totally not because it's easier. XYZ, and this needs to be called clicks. Value 5. It should convert these into strings, but we probably want some of them to be numbers. This can be a float. This can be another float, and another float, and this can be an int. And hopefully that works.
Awesome. All right, so I'm going to overrule you on this part here. In the database world, we didn't do any changing of the names of what it came out as. So client ID came from the AWS's Mobile Analytics client.client ID.
Yes.
Click position X, click position Y, click position Z, level name, level version, they were specified by us, and we put the capital letters there and said you're going to have a capital letter.
Yep.
Clicks should be a capital C.
It will automatically figure that out.
Oh, you reckon?
I reckon.
You reckon?
I reckon.
Alright, cool.
Unless .NET doesn't do it. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Particularly when you've just changed client ID and you've gotten rid of the underscore there.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm gonna hazard a guess. Actually, no, I don't want.
No, get rid of it. Get rid of it. We're going to deliberately show this. This is a great way to show that there is a problem here.
Oh no.
Potentially, there's a problem here. We don't know yet.
Player path by click.
So what did you just do then?
So here we're specifying. So it takes a generic, which can be any type, and we basically specify the schema or the shape of an object that will be coming back, or like what we expect to come back from the database.
Okay.
So because we've specified player path by click, it should hopefully try and turn our data type into represented into this class shape.
So I was going to deserialize it into the class for us.
Yes.
Cool.
I didn't want to say deserialize, but
why not?
I don't know.
Just a cool word, deserialize.
It does sound cool.
The deserialize.
You know what's a really cool name?
What's that?
Mechatronics. It's a really cool sounding degree. I have a friend who does mechatronics. What?
I was going to get you to keep that second tab open
so
that we could see the difference in the style that it's going to return the JSON here.
Alright, well. Okay.
So we're up and running. So in the tab on the right, you have the old style of JSON that it's returning.
Yep.
And in the tab on the left...
That's a very good idea. If it works...
Oh,
damn
look at that, your client ID is null. How interesting.
Yes, how interesting. Alright. We're going to hide this.
Okay, so how are you going to fix that, Nick?
Well, I'm probably just going to put the underscore back, or we can specify the actual name of the... What was it? There's a property we can put on this.
There is a property that you can put over the top of that, but there's another way, which is why Dapper is so amazingly cool.
Oh, okay.
Get rid of those square brackets.
Show me.
And then go back over to your home controller.
Yeah.
You've done select star from player path by clicks.
Oh.
One, I have a whole career of being a DBA, and I really don't like you for doing that. The second one is that if you can change the name of the column by putting as.
True.
So where you've got client underscore ID, which is what I would love to have in a database, and you as the web developer want to put client ID with a capital C and a capital I and get rid of my underscore, you can specify the column names and then just change it to as, and then the deserializer of Dapper says, oh cool, I'm just going to assume that it's whatever this new column name is, and look for the field on the type and put that over there.
Good idea.
And that is why Dapper is so cool.
Like this then.
Level name, level version, client ID as client ID. Yes, cool. So now Dapper's going to look at client ID and say, well, no, that's a SQL that's executed. Client ID is what it's going to be called, and I will map that to the field of the type.
Yes. That sounds like a plan. Also, I am making this Wait a second.
What are you trying to do?
Did we have a... is it just me, or is that incorrect?
That's how you spell
Postian?
Postian. No. We've been making that mistake for so long. Wow.
Clicks. Alright, and I would like these on new lines, but I can't really be bothered right now. So
that's another point where Nick could put his click position click post DNX as click position X and go DBA made a lovely mistake, dummy.
Oh yeah, you know what? We will do that actually. You know, we're gonna clean up the DBA's spelling mistakes.
Hey, it wasn't the DBA; it was a Unity developer, man.
What?
Which in
Whatever
this
you
case
want to
was
call
also
yourself.
me.
And we put those in a bit. Yeah, one more. And now we can also get rid of the underscores.
Oh no.
Position X. Oh, actually, I spelt this correctly, which is a problem.
That's because you just changed them. Man, why did I let you film this
I
video?
know.
You see, I knew client ID was going to be null. I was actually hoping that clicks would also be null, but it did the auto capitalization for you.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yep. I was pretty confident about the capitalization situation.
Yep. Now it sounds like I tried to set you up to fail here.
Yeah.
I did not need to.
Absolutely, you did. I'm holding this against you. Alright, let's go. Alright. We're going to keep that all these three open again, just to show it changing, I guess. Yay! Now we have everything.
Awesome.
So we have our level name, our level version, our client ID, our click position X. It's also changed it. Originally it was a string, but now it's a float. Well, it looks like an int here, but it's actually a float. Position Y is 0, which is correct. 4.8 is 4.8, and clicks is 5.
Cool.
Cool. And now we can get rid of our nulls. And we can also get rid of that. So now we have our nice JSON formatted API data stuff.
That's fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
Well, that is all we set out to do in this video. So let's finish this one off and we'll see you on the next one where we just code this again a few more times for all of our other data sets.
Alright, sounds good. See you guys later.
Bye.